crazy. But you know what? I would never ever let I mean that in a good way. Like, she was an artist. She was like, well, if that's who you love, baby. And he was so good to me and kind and like, right? And he did it the right way. Like, I wasn't the girl that ever went from Oman. He went to her and he said, I love your daughter and I want to date your daughter. And he asked permission. Look at your face. You're like, that ain't happening with my baby. But you know what he taught me? Because he owned a hair salon. He taught me how to do my own hair and makeup.
Really?
So I got that. He went to
Right. And Nia Long, she on a little tour now after that little scandal. You know, now she's talking a lot more. But go back to our comments. There's a lot of I've seen it all the time. I know y'all seen it in high school that a lot of these chicks in high school, they go for men who are maybe 5 years, 10 years to 12 years older than them. I seen it. All my high school, 9, 10, 11, 12th grade, I seen it. You know, and when she said it, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. I'm super not surprised. And I always be thinking like, yo, why, you know, for me at the young age, it's like, yo, it's like, so, these popular chicks or these, nice looking good chicks, that type of stuff. I mean, that's what they do, And I kind of stayed away from my own life because I was like, I had no chance. I was super skinny. I was in the 20, like 5'6", 5'7", 125. So I had no chance of seeing that. So I was like, you know what? Let me wait till I graduate, something like that. But yeah, I'm not surprised with what she said. It happens a lot. If I had daughters, hopefully they won't do some stuff like that. But what Nia said long is very, very true. It happens. Even in college, when women are going to college, they look at men that, like I said, 5, 10 years up in the age. It's kind of the hypergamy of it. Like I said, women like older men. Women like older men. That's all I gotta say on it. That's my take.
Yeah, even though Jordan it happened, doesn't mean it's right. It's not right. You're a 30-year-old man talking to a 16-year-old. Now, mind you, she doesn't give the age. That's one thing she didn't give. She did not give the age. Now, if she would have gave the age, then it would have been some form of clarity. But now, me growing up in high school, I used to see it all the time. You used to see like 40-year-old talking to a 16-year-old. People, it doesn't make it right. You get what I'm saying? It is wrong at the end of the day. And not only that, the guy was very manipulative because at the same time, he knew she was young. So guess what? He played that game that he went to the mom, finessed the mom, like, oh, yeah, I just want to take your daughter out for a good time. But we already know at the end of the day, he wasn't really trying to have a good time with her. He was just pretty much trying to smash. Just keep it real. The guy was a pedo. He was a pedo. I'm sorry. I don't know the guy from Mechanic Pay, but he was a pedo. You're a 30-year-old man talking to a younger woman. Like, come on. Now, it was different if she was of age, like 18 or 19. And I'm like, there's no debate. Yeah. But this girl's still in high school. She didn't even say what grade she was in. Because I think she was ashamed because she knew if she would have said what age she was in, she would have a lot of mixed feelings from the audience. A lot of mixed feelings. And not only that, you can see, even in the video, you see that she went in with one audience and the audience gave her a look because that's an older man trying to talk to a younger. It's like, let's say Hakeem have a daughter and I go to Hakeem, like, hey, Hakeem, because I know Hakeem. Hey, Hakeem, I want to talk to his daughter. Hakeem going to punch me in the face. And remember, and another thing she didn't say, he didn't go see the father. Notice that. That's my take.
Now, there's something pivotal about what she said in the beginning of the video. He said he was from Oman. You know where that's at? It's a Muslim country. It's an Arab country that's right next door to the United Arabs. So this guy was of Middle Eastern descent. Funny enough, I know a little bit about Middle Easterners because I was an active Sunni Muslim, and I used to go eat and make salah with the Sunnis. I had a friend who was from Afghanistan, and he told me Certain things they do there, we would find it very disgusting here. Most girls are ready to date, get married at 16 in certain countries, especially in impoverished countries like Brazil and all these other places. You know what I mean, or Thailand or the Philippines. Like, we don't know what old these girls is getting hooked up with men out there. Since we're a very Christian country, and you know what I mean, we're not as secular. Yes, it is very nasty because we look at things from a purity standpoint. You know what I mean? But what he did was something of his culture. Older men talking to young women coming from where he come from is natural. Listen, the Russians do it. Go find me a young Russian man with a young Russian woman. Most of the younger women are with older Russian men that I've seen. So that's one pivotal point. The point is, this is something that a lot of people don't like to talk, and I want to point on this. Black people are easily to entice. And if she was easily to entice, she had to have been in an impoverished situation. People who are not impoverished are not being groomed or being in the vicinity of older men. Stop me if I'm wrong, fellas.
True.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. That's the only reason why you have a young black girl being accosted by an older Arab man if she wasn't in a impoverished situation. And then she still continued a relationship with him. And yes. I'm saying not a sexual relationship, but a formal relationship. Oh, he taught me how to do my hair. He owned a salon. So you still went about knowing that he had advancement with you. People with money are not putting their kids in potential situations for them to get essayed. Now, mind you, I'm from the ghetto. There's some things I would talk about, but there's people who I know. I've seen kids growing up in the hood getting accosted by gay men and by older black men. Listen, I've seen I've seen stars back in the days growing up talking to younger girls.
Yep.
So this is not nothing new to hear what she said, and a lot of people say, no, a lot of these girls have had older dudes checking for them. A lot of these girls had babies checking for them. Listen, let's not forget our beloved woman who died recently, RESECBT. Did y'all forget how old she was when she had her first baby?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Aretha Franklin. Y'all forget how old she was when she had her first baby? She was 14.
Yep.
And you told me this was back in the 40s now. Nobody don't want to talk about that. So we're talking about this culture has been here with us. Listen, let's not talk about them other folks who I would not speak about, or our white counterparts. They do the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's my take.
And now, don't get me wrong, there's certain states that allow certain people to date within that state. I think some states they say you can be 14, even though they consider that dateable age. But for me, I don't think, even though the state may allow it, I don't think it's right. I'm just saying, I don't think it's right. Now, other cultures they could do it because that's within their culture. But for me, the girl's still in her adolescence, still young. She don't. But I don't know. At the end of the day, let us know what you think, man. This is why it's very important to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all. We do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Eastern time. Let us know what you think at the end of the day. Thank you for tuning in, Care Culture Radio. We over and out. Peace.
Peace.